Have you ever paid attention to what's actually going on inside your head? The absolutely chaotic mess of thoughts we're being subjected to at any given moment? It's terrifying. So the way the mind works is it produces thoughts, and these thoughts come at us like rapid fire. It's one after another. And some of these thoughts might be neutral, like, oh, the doorbell rang, or oh, I'm out of milk. But some of them might be heavily emotionally charged, like, I won the lottery, or the world is ending. But no matter what, these thoughts are constantly coming, no matter what we do. That's just the way the mind works. Take, for instance, this pandemic. We're going through COVID-19 pandemic, and a lot of us are thinking, this sucks. This is a very common thought. And this is not a neutral thought. This is a very emotionally charged thought. And typically, we engage in one of two behaviors when that thought comes up. We don't like the thought, and we either push it away. We try and push away the thought because we don't like the content. We deny the thought. We tell ourselves, oh, I shouldn't have that thought. We might engage in self-judgment, beat ourselves up over having that thought. Or maybe we tell ourselves, oh, you know what? A lot of people have it worse than me. And then we start judging ourselves and feeling guilty for having the thought in the first place. Like, who am I to complain? Like, they're having it worse. So we might push that thought away. Or alternately, we might pull the thought towards us. We might engage with the thought. We might hold on to the thought. So we think, yeah, this sucks. Oh, this really sucks. And we get caught up in it, and we dwell on it, and we wallow in it. So these are the two things that we typically do, one or the other, sometimes even both. We might go back and forth. But this is what we typically do with an emotionally charged thought. There's another choice, though. Another path we can take with our thoughts. These thoughts do come up no matter what. And this struggle, this push and pull that we engage in all the time is very exhausting, and it's overwhelming. A lot of the stress that we're experiencing results from this push and pull with our thoughts that we're engaging in all the time. So the other alternative is to engage in a sort of a mindfulness activity, an awareness activity. And that is where you kind of step back, so to speak, and you try and see the thought as just a thought. That these thoughts are coming no matter what, and we don't have to get caught up in them. And if we step back and just look at it and see it as a thought, that can actually be an incredibly liberating process. So the thought comes in your head, this sucks. You can even look at the thought and say, okay, is this thought valid? And yeah, you know, very likely it is valid. It does suck. But okay, do we need to engage in a push or pull now with it? We can just look at that thought and say, yeah, no matter how valid the content of that thought, we don't need to do anything more with it. We can actually just look at it, see it as a thought, and kind of move on, just kind of let it go. So one technique you can use is imagine your thoughts as balloons, as helium balloons, and the balloon comes by, you look at it, see it as a thought, here's this balloon thought, and then you can just kind of let it go and watch it float away. So you're taking more of an observer approach with it and not getting caught up in the content. And chances are another thought will take its place, and it'll probably be another negative thought if that's where your mind is. You know, maybe the next thought will be, this is or you know, the world is ending, or whatever. But you can just, you know, if you keep practicing this technique, next thought comes up, you see it, look at it, and then just let it go. So with practice, you can get better at this. And it's incredibly liberating to discover that you have control over your responses to these thoughts. That these thoughts do not control you. These thoughts do not define you, and you are, in fact, not your thoughts. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you never miss a video. That was 3 finger guns. Have a good week.